Okay, so this video might be a little long. This is the set of the journal entries as well as continue writing session 2 and what we'll be doing for this assignment. So I'm just going to go over what exactly this is going to be, and I guess the best place to start. So in your Google Drive, you should have an ELA folder, if you guys are following my mouse, and you should have made a journal folder in it. So I'll just go back to the main ELA folder. So there should be a reading folder, a journal folder, and a writing folder at this point. And then your journal folder probably has nothing in it right now. And last week during a writing day, I shared with you a blank copy of the journal entry. I forgot to make a copy of it. So it actually has things from my writing, as you guys can see here. So I'm going to do that now. And if this looks familiar, this is one of the formats I created for note-taking. So remember, you should be taking notes every day. In class, I'm giving you guys the freedom to do either a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, or a Google Spreadsheet, or a Google Slide. So while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to make a copy of this. And I'm going to erase this. And I'll show both of you, I'll show both of them to the class of what this is going to look like. Now, what we also started last week was brainstorming ideas. So hopefully you created a blank Google Doc, and we're going to be doing a lot of this. So really these next couple lessons are setting us up for the year. And the purpose of the journal entry is that if you guys ever have a free write or free write time, or if you have downtime after completing an assignment, this is what you're going to do. Either you guys will be told to read a book on Epic or a book you have, for in a Zoom class, or to do some writing. So how do we set up the Brainstorming Google Doc? I didn't go over this last week, but I did promise I'd make a video on it. So I'll show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to use mine as the example. So I'm going to go, the easiest way I think I can do this is if I do my Google Drive, and you know what? The easiest way I can do this is through, wrong one. The easiest way I can do this is through Google Classroom because you guys are going to use your own. And here you can see I have writing session 3 started. Here's the blank journal entries. Here's the PowerPoint I made. And then here's my completed brainstorming ideas. And I know this took some time, so I'm going to show you how to set it up. So here's writing session 2, my writing session 2. So what I'm going to do is from writing session 2, everyone should have this chart. Nope, highlighted the wrong part. Everyone should have this chart, and you should have written some notes or details underneath each column. So I'm going to copy this chart, and I'm going to put it on the brainstorming ideas. And I'm going to label this session 2. So that part's done. And I'm going to go to session 1. And again, I'm going to do this. So here is the chart that we all made. These are mine. So easiest thing for me to do is just make a copy of this and again, paste it onto brainstorming ideas. So I'm going to make sure I click paste. And I think we discussed this last week. The graph might not fit on here. So I'll probably have to do some editing here with the columns. And I'm clicking distribute columns. This makes everything even. And that didn't work, so I'm going to do distribute rows and see if that evens everything out. So this might take a little bit. But basically this is what we're going to do. So this is our brainstorming ideas part. And what we're going to do with this is the next part is for the journal entries is that we're going to fill out the topic column with the topics from session 1. So whatever you put about yourself, and the prompts from session 2. So I'm going to do that now. This might be a little time consuming, but it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. And I'll just start this. So as you can see, I'm just going to start with session 2 because that's going to be easier to do since there's not as much the copy paste. And this will be the last column. So as you can see, I started filling this out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete these 2 rows just to make it even. So here are all those prompts. And then I'm just going to make 2 rows to replace them. So here's my blank copy. Here's session 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to use those. And let's see how that works. Okay, so I took the color with me. So I'm going to paste without formatting. There we go. And I'm going to move everything around. Yep. So as you guys can see, again, I'm taking the main topic idea and I'm putting it into the journals. So if maybe, and you guys can be free to do this, if it might be easier for you to color code everything, so maybe make this part pink, maybe make the prompts yellow. And then what I like to do is to make things 2 different shades. And then maybe make these, this looks brown to me. And then I'll use this light brown, I guess. I don't know, this looks brown, or maybe maroon. But this is what our journal entries are going to look like. So I took the categories from writing session 1 and writing session 2. I copied and pasted them into the Brainstorming Ideas Google Doc. So this matches. And now what I'm going to do is that these are both in the Google Doc of the brainstorming ideas. I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them into the journal entry. And this is what we started to do on Thursday or Friday last week. So this is what we're going to end up with. And what you'll do is that each time you're going to write something, you'll have a spot to write it. So this is how you guys will use the journal entries. I'm just going to do the first row so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to encourage you guys to make sure you use this format so you can keep track of where you're writing and how much you write in it by dating everything. Because I think I've gone over, I always struggle to keep myself organized, so I always put dates in, I always make folders, and this is what we're going to be doing. So again, I know this is going to be a long video, but this is really confusing for students. So after class is over, if this is still not making sense, you have this video as a reference. So basically what we're doing is you should have made your journal folder in Google Drive. You should have your journal entry doc. Yours will probably be blank. You'll have your brainstorming ideas Google Doc. Your brainstorming ideas doc will be combining the charts from session 1 and session 2. So that way, anytime we do a brainstorming activity, you'll have it in one spot. So all of your brainstorming ideas are going to be together. And then what we're going to do is that whenever we do a brainstorming activity, we're going to put it in a journal entry if we can. So here are sessions 1 and 2. So session 2 is really on top here. These are prompts or ideas to write about, and then these are just topics. And we'll do these in class as well. So I hope this video was informative for you and you found this helpful. And we'll discuss more in class.